Okay, so you got yourself a D90 Nikon digital camera. You want to make some time-lapse photography. So first thing you need to get is a tripod. So I've got one of those rascals there. The second thing you're going to need is a thing called an interloper, or it's a digital, basically a remote control that has a timer built into it. One thing about this is it also works as kind of like a cable release. This digital camera doesn't have a remote release, and just by pushing a button here, I don't know if you heard that or not, but that's the camera clicking away, so you just press the button here to do that. Programming of this remote is pretty simple. You basically have a set button. You can do an interval between the exposures. You can actually do how long you want the exposure to go for. You can do that through the remote, or you can set that up through the camera. So I got this rascal here on eBay for less than 30 bucks. It plugs into the GPS port on the camera. Basically, you want to take the resolution down on the camera so you're not spinning those big 12 megapixel images into the post-processing, because those are going to be pretty huge files. So what I would have done is step this down to the smaller resolution of the JPEG, and I set this up for yesterday. I did a 120 shot sequence, which comes out to about I originally did the sequence at 15 seconds per photo, interval 15 seconds per photo, so the resulting time 120 images was about a half an hour, and that compressed down into about 5 seconds of video at 24 frames per second. So once you get your interloper set up, you fire up the timer right here, start button. It'll automatically take the pictures as needed, and then when you're done with that, you upload them to your PC and put them in a folder, and you can continue on with the post-processing. More on that in a sec. Okay, this is the second part of the tutorial. This is the post-processing. You've got your images recovered from your camera and loaded onto the PC. Threw them into a folder here. What we're going to do is resize these slightly. I'm using an application called Pix Resizer. Go ahead and grab that application, get that started up. I'm going to work with the multiple files tab. So I select my source, and we'll grab the small folder. Go to a destination folder, we'll go small 3 for that rascal. Then what we're going to do is basically use this slide bar to position about where we want the output size of the images to be. This is basically a JPEG utility that will convert larger images into smaller ones. Native format on this Nikon D90 is like 4388 pixels by 2848, something like that. So they're pretty good sized files at 12.2 megabytes per file, and so we're going to shrink those down a little bit so the photo lapse, the AVA creator, can actually stitch those together and not have a lot of time issues with that. So once this is selected, input and output folders, go ahead and hit save pictures down here, and you can see over here in this area here it's counting down the timer. This is 120 images I shot yesterday. It's basically a 15-second interval between images. Shot 120 of them. It's about 30 minutes of cloud footage condensed into about 5 seconds at 24 frames per second. So here we are. We've got the images almost completed. They're all done. Done with that guy. Go ahead and close this app. Go ahead and open up the Photo Lapse utility. What we're going to do here is select our load files from current folder. We're going to grab the small 3 folder there. We'll go ahead and get that started. We did not have the verification check, so it loaded those up pretty quickly. And then we're going to create the movie. There's a Create Movie tab right here. Go ahead and push that. Do a save on that. And here are the different codecs. I didn't have much luck with these the other day working with the large images. I believe it was due to the large image size. So now that I've resized it, I'm just going to go uncompressed full frames. So that's the top position there. And say OK. And as you can see, it scrolls through the imagery. There's a counter over here as it counts those off. Once those are completed, it'll pop up with the media player, and as you can see, it doesn't take very long at all with these smaller images. So there's our media player, and it goes right into the play sequence. And there you have it, post-processing. I mean, it doesn't get much easier than that. Go ahead and play that again for you. Again, this is output at 24 frames per second, source imagery, cloud shot at 15 seconds between photo, 120 photos, so a half hour worth of footage condensed down into about 5 seconds. If you have any questions, drop me a note. Thanks.